your defense and the way it performed today and what it means for your team to be able to win one game against Iowa with a lot of offense and then the next game out be able to perform the way you did on the defensive end?
Well, I think we've been playing good defense over the last couple of games. St. Louis, Iowa, I thought we played good defense, and tonight we played good defense. The difference was today we rebounded the basketball. We were physical, we blocked them out, and we finished the possessions with a rebound. We had not been doing that before. So, proud of the way these guys are learning from game to game. When you have kind of a different type of offseason, you need to be able to learn from those games. They've done that. They were just terrific right from the beginning. I thought we really set the tone with physicality because Michigan State is so well coached and so tough and so physical.
All right. Next, we will go over to Marcus Fuller.
Coach, you talked about those Michigan State teams in the past. Obviously, this one, you dominated more than you ever have. And your first win at home versus them, is this significant for you in that fashion?
Not really. It's kind of one game at a time for me. Obviously, you're playing in the middle of a pandemic. Grateful that we're able to pull off the game. I have so much respect for Coach Izzo. I have so much respect for Michigan State and what they're all about. So it's another win versus a top 25 team, a team that everybody in this league really, really respects. But as for me, I'm kind of past all that. I'm kind of a one day at a time. It's a win. It's a win in the league, which those are hard to come by.
Daniel House, over to you now.
Hey, Richard, how impressive was Liam's physicality and positioning in the post tonight?
Very good. Yeah. He rebounded the ball very, very well. He's got great length. It's just about what you said, the positioning, the physicality and the blockouts. Not many teams are able to beat a Michigan State on the glass 52-36. And it was a little bit of technique, but I think these guys saw it. I thought we played so well versus Iowa and even St. Louis, but we didn't block out. And we studied the film without beating them up too much and really set the tone right from the jump with the physicality part of it.
And Paul, back to you for another one.
Speaking of Liam again, what have you just seen in terms of his improvement from, the first couple games to now? He seems much more comfortable out there from your eyes. What are you seeing?
Exactly that. He's just getting more confident. He had an injury that hobbled him a little bit, and then we had to pause for a bit. But he's jumping up a big-time level, and that's going to take time. He's not used to going against Michigan State. He's not used to going against Iowa. And when you don't have a traditional summer, you're going to kind of have to do trial, but, fire a little bit. You have to figure it out. He's seeing it. He's staying confident. He's putting in the work, and he's allowing us to coach him.
Next, we will go over to Sam Ekstrom.
Hey, Coach, coming off a pretty emotional, tough win against Iowa, not a lot of time to prepare for this game. How did you avoid that sort of emotional letdown that, a lot of teams might have off of a big win?
Well, when you have Michigan State coming into your building, it would be quite disappointing if you had an emotional letdown. I think that's how much respect we have for that opponent. It's a top 25 team. It's a team that's going to play in the NCAA tournament. They had played really, really well versus Wisconsin. Just had a little, couple minutes at the end there where Wisconsin took over. But there's no, we don't have a big ego in this program. We respect everybody, and we have a great belief in what we're doing. But we really respect every opponent that comes into this building and whoever we play.
Next question will go to Marcus Fuller.
When you guys have been shooting the three the way you have in the last two games, it's been easy to fall in love with that. But you went inside and you continue to attack the basket. Can you just talk about that offensive effort?
You have to be balanced. We obviously shot a lot of threes last game, but I don't think too many of them were bad threes. We obviously made a bunch. But, the easiest shot in the game is a layup or a dunk. Then it would be a free throw. Then it would be a three. You got to get efficient shots. Obviously we shot 48% from the field, which is really, really good. But, yeah, you got to take great shots. You got to take what the defense gives you. It can't all be one guy. You got to have great ball movement, and you got to just – whatever the defense gives you, you got to react. And I thought we were able to do that, especially on the inside.
Chris Long, over to you for the next one.
Richard, do you guys have a sense of momentum? I mean, I know momentum can be only as good as your last game, but if there were fans in that building, the energy you would see coming off of the Iowa game into tonight might give you guys a sense of what they maybe have accomplished. Is there any of that going on?
Yeah, I mean, you just beat a team in St. Louis who's picked to win their league. You beat Iowa, who a lot of people picked to go to a Final Four, and you beat a Michigan State team who's never, ever an easy out. You know, I mean, certainly we wish there were fans in the stands. You know, hopefully our fans are watching safely from home and appreciating this team. I mean, because they're coming together. When you have the second most new guys in the conference, that might take some time, but they're very, very willing to listen and put in the work. I truly feel like right now, and again, it's a long journey, and obviously we've only lost one game, but I feel like we're in alignment. You know, everybody in the locker room is in alignment with the coaching staff. You don't always get that. So we got to obviously stay the course there, keep believing in each other, keep believing in what we're doing.
And last question for Coach will go to Jim Rich.
Coach, a lot of people in the basketball world are surprised at what you're doing right now, coming up with back-to-back top 25 victories. Are you surprised that this group has gelled this quickly?
Well, you know, I don't really concern myself with the positives or the negatives that are said about this team. I just try to focus on a daily basis of how can we pour as much energy into making them better. And we've taken major steps forward in the last 3 games. Illinois absolutely kicked our butts, and we didn't freak out about it. It's only worth 1. We kept teaching them. They kept allowing us to coach them. You know, in this league, anybody can beat anybody. You got to win at home. Certainly we have not had a traditional, you know, you don't have a traditional home court, a little bit different this year. But any win that you can get, you take it. So I'm not a big, like, told you so to the naysayers. You know, just, I don't know. I'm getting old. I'm getting a little bit more experienced, I guess. I try not to concern myself with it. I just try to concern myself with just coaching them every single day and trusting them, believing in them, being a fan of them, you know, keep pushing them. And, you know, they've delivered, but it's not even January 1 yet. We just got to keep getting better.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. Coach, thank you for your time. All right, now we will shift gears over to the players in just a few moments. For those who joined late, we will have Liam Robbins and Brandon Johnson up next. Thanks, everyone.
I'll do it. I just don't know. Yeah.
All right, Liam, thanks for hopping on. We'll get right into questions for you, and we will start off with Paul Hodawanek. Starts off, Paul.
Liam, you guys rebounded the ball a lot better tonight. Coach was harping on that a lot. What did you just kind of see out there in your team's ability and strategy to be able to out-rebound them the way you did?
I think we've always had the capability to be a really good rebound team, but obviously, like anyone who knows Michigan State knows that they crash the offensive glass and they get out in transition. So we knew it was important to end the possession so we could get out in transition and make them run and guard us as well. So this whole, you know, prepping for Michigan State, you know, they had us running, they had us really focusing in on driving guys out, going to get the ball like as a unit, and then getting out. So I think like just really like our whole team just being collectively focused on that really like made it better, easier to execute that today.
Marcus Fuller, over to you.
Liam, you've never played Michigan State before, but you faced Kofi and Luka already. So you battled 2 of the best big men in the league, arguably. Did that prepare you for the physicality of this Michigan State team a lot better?
Definitely. I feel like, you know, definitely like having, you know, your first 2 Big Ten games going against, you know, arguably the 2 best bigs in the conference. It's kind of, you know, throwing you in the fire a little bit. But I mean, Michigan State was a, you know, very physical team, but I mean, I was just ready to play. Like, just like our coach has done a really good job preparing us just for this whole season. So I think it's just more like you said, like getting this experience did help, but like, I think I was ready for it.
Next question will go to Sam Ekstrom.
Liam, when you're able to establish a 3-point shot, especially on the first shot of the game, do you sense that causes the defense to be a little more honest with you for the rest of the game?
Yeah, I definitely think like if I can hit a three or show that like I'm capable of making the three, it definitely forces the defense to like come out a little bit more. And we have some really talented guards. Booth, Marcus, and Gabe all have tremendous post-up games. So if I'm able to do that, it kind of gives a different dynamic and versatility to the offense by allowing them to play an inside out and make them honor me so that they can go to work in there as well.
And next question will go to Dave Campbell.
Hey, Liam, what's sort of the kind of reaction by your teammates after these last couple of games? Seems to be a sense of, sort of confidence, like not surprised by yourselves and what you might be capable of. What's sort of the kind of level of excitement, I guess, at this point?
I definitely think we're excited because, we've worked really hard. We're in a pandemic, so like that's another challenge. Coach from the beginning said that there's three, opponents: us, COVID-19, and our who we're playing that night. And so to be able to, take care of all three of those things is great. But like also like we're not really surprised, like you said, like we put in the work, but seeing the results is definitely a pleasant surprise. But we got to keep putting in that work so we can keep getting these results.
AJ Condon, over to you.
Liam, can you talk about the improvement you've seen in your game in such a short period of time, and then also the how you've been able to stay out of foul trouble in these recent games?
Yeah. As far as improvement in my game, I think just shaking the rust off a little bit, just not playing a game since March of last year. Like there was no scrimmages and stuff, so like it took me a little longer to get acclimated. Plus, I was playing with a new team, and I was playing in the Big Ten, which is arguably the best conference in college basketball. So I had a little foul trouble to begin with, but I've been really working and practicing on my verticality and just moving my feet to keep me out of foul trouble. And I'm seeing the results of that paying off by getting better at that as the years gone on.
And next we will go to Chris Long.
Liam, what do you guys learn about yourselves as a team when you put these two wins together, kind of an offensive shootout against Iowa, and then now just a defensive kind of masterpiece against Michigan State? What do you learn about your team that you can really win two different ways?
Not really learn, but I think it confirmed that we're a tough and we're a determined team. Like, like offense, like against Iowa, it was an offensive shootout tonight. We were, really locked in on defense as well as the offensive end. I think like it just shows this group is just willing to do anything to get it done. And like, that's the great thing about this group. Like there's no like animosity or anything in the locker room. Like we're all just trying to win, and it's all positivity. So I think that's just been like a really cool thing to just, see that we're staying the course, as Coach P likes to say.
And the last two questions will go to Daniel House and Jim Rich. Start us off, Daniel.
Liam, Coach talked about your positioning in the post. What tweaks have you made in that area?
Positioning the post. The main thing I've been trying to do is catch it deeper, or when I do catch it, really take my time and evaluate where everyone's at. I feel like sometimes I was rushing into my moves a little too much. I think some of that comes with me just trying to like make something happen when like I didn't necessarily need to. And so like that's been the big thing, is just catching it deeper. And then if I do catch it farther out, really evaluating my surroundings so I don't lose the ball on like a dig and I can see where everyone's at.
And then last question will go to Jim Rich.
Okay, Liam, you guys get drilled by Illinois, almost lose by 30 there. How did you guys get yourself off the mat to put this run together? What was the rallying point that you felt like, yeah, we're fine, it was just one loss?
I think in the Illinois locker room, like, I mean, we all looked at each other, like obviously like we were hurt. You never want to lose, and you don't want to lose by 30, especially in a conference game. But we were also like, that wasn't us. We had an off night, like it felt like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And so we just said, all right, we're going to get back to work, and then we're going to just take each game at a time, and like we're going to get better and show who we really are. And I think we've done that.
Liam, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Liam.
All right. A few moments, we will shift over to Brandon Johnson. Thank you, everyone. All right, Brandon, thank you for hopping on with us. Get right into questions for you. First question will go to Paul Hodewine.
Brandon, what do you think it says about the team that in 2 games you guys can win in 2 pretty different ways? You won with a ton of offense in Iowa, and then tonight just really came out and shut down the Spartan offense. What do you think that just says about the team as a whole?
Brandon, your mic is currently muted. Just heads up.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're set.
That like it pretty much goes like speaks volumes about our dedication, because the past few days in practice we've been focusing on offense, and then the last game we was really focused on offense, but really took an emphasis pretty much basically on the rebounding side of things as well, because last game we gave up a lot of offensive boards, so it was pretty much a major emphasis on just checking out, making sure we don't get beat that way, because Michigan State, that's their motto, like going for offensive rebounds and everything like that. So that was pretty much our goal.
Marcus Fuller, over to you.
Brandon, last year you played Michigan State at Western Michigan, and obviously this is a different team. What did you notice from Michigan State tonight? I know you guys were able to overpower them physically, it seemed like, from the very beginning.
It's a great team overall. If it wasn't for like our performance on the defensive end, I believe that they would have done like a lot better, because that's a great team. They're very well coached, but they're going through somewhat of a tough time. But with that amount of coaching and the players that they have on that staff, I believe they're going to get it together, no problem.
Next, we will go to Daniel House.
Hey, Brandon, it seems like this group is really starting to develop some chemistry. How much have you seen that connection grow just over the past few weeks?
Our chemistry has been outstanding, because like on the court, off the court, like we all communicate, we all try to spend as much time possible together, and like our bond just grows pretty much. Like it grows every game, and like you could. Like, I feel like I could see it on the court every time. Like, whoever's on the court, it's just always 100% communication, effort, and everything. So it's truly a great thing to see.
Paul, back to you.
Brandon, what have you been able to see from Liam in terms of his improvement just from the first couple games and to tonight, where he was really playing really well for you guys on both sides of the ball? How have you just seen him improve over the last month or so?
Liam is a great guy, great athlete, great player. That's my guy, and he had this type of performance in him, and like the past few performances in him, he just had to get it, relax, find his tempo of the game and everything, and pick his spots and be strong when he's there. And I knew he had it in him since the first day that I met him. Like going through practices in the summer and everything, he was pretty much unguardable in practice. So. I know he has it in him, and I'm glad to see that he's finally starting to show it for sure.
All right, and the last question will go to Marcus Fuller.
Because of these 2 big wins at home, or actually 3 in a row here, and now you're going on the road again in the Big Ten, where you didn't play so well at Illinois. How much does this confidence boost in these last 3 games help you boost you into that road game at Wisconsin?
It's definitely a great boost. These past few games, we pretty much found our identity that we pretty much established in the summer. All we got to do is just come in, play hard, have a lot of effort on both ends of the floor. And then if we check those off the checklist, then we're going to be perfectly fine, I believe. I have 100% confidence in our guys and coaching staff, so I believe we're going to be good.
All right. Brandon, thank you for your time. Have a great night.
You too. Appreciate it.
Everyone else, thank you for your time as well. Have a great rest of your evening.
No problem.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
You too.